Nick from T7 Training. We've got a tip here today about how to count how many dates fall into a range between two dates in your data. So let's have a look at this example right here. We've got a bunch of check-in dates for some of our sales staff at the hotels they're staying at for certain periods of time and paying certain prices. But importantly, what we're interested in is knowing how many of these dates fall in between this start date and end date. This is one of those formulas that can be a little bit more complicated to do than you might imagine. It's got a couple of unusual things in it. So if I double click this result here, you can see we need to use a COUNTIFS. That's COUNTIF with an S. The reason we use COUNTIF is that count counts how many cells have numbers in them. COUNTIF counts how many cells match the particular search item, and COUNTIFS matches how many cells match both or all of the items specified in here. The way it works is inside of the brackets, the first part is the search area, and then a comma, and the second part is what we're looking for a match for. And then the next one is the second search term, and it also has another area to search. In this case, they're both searching in the same area, so we're looking for things that comply with one rule for this area and another rule. So this is an and sort of situation. This bit here tends to confuse people. These quote marks are really important. We have the greater than or equal than symbol here to the contents of B1, which is our start date. And there's a lot of situations in Excel where you simply use greater than and equals, or less than and equals, or perhaps not using equals without these quote marks. But in this COUNTIFS, we do need to use them. So it's quote marks, greater than, equals, or less than, equals, and then quote marks to close it, and an and symbol to connect up those two items as one item in the formula, followed by another comma, and then it's the same thing again for the other end of the number range. So what we wind up with here is essentially this checking to see whether a number falls within this range, and because we're using equals in here, these dates will be inclusive. If you don't want them to be inclusive, you just remove those equals so that you're not including dates that are equal to the start date and end date. That's going to give us a count of how many dates fall in between those two dates, and you can see when I change this 5th of the 8th of 2021 that it happily recalculates accordingly. So that's today's T7 tip. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you at next week's T7 tip.